Hello there, welcome back to Dieu Magique. Today I am going to talk about what if smartphones became personal health assistants. This article is the 119th article from The Economist that I have reviewed. For more episodes, please send 100 to my Bilibili chat box. If you find this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up to encourage me. To make the most out of this video, I strongly recommend you follow 3 steps. First, preview this article by clicking this link on the video. Second, read my text version posts on WeChat by scanning this QR code and sending 119 to the chat box. Lastly, get your notebook ready as I'm about to talk about this article's words and expressions, background information, before showing you my summary. Alright, let's get into it. You don't really rock with me. It's good enough. Let's start with the title. What if smartphones became personal health assistants? What if? What happens if? The term is also the name of a Marvel comic book series. The latest model of Apple's iconic iPhone is built around health monitoring features. An imagined scenario from 2028. Iconic, meaning very popular or famous, representing a specific time or item. For example, John Lennon gained iconic status following his death. In 2019, Tim Cook, then boss of Apple, gave an interview in which he said,
"If you zoom out into the future and you look back and you ask the question, what was Apple's greatest contribution to mankind? It will be about health."
Zoom out into the future, meaning look into the future. If you zoom out into the future, where would you be in 5 years? It sounded like standard issue CEO boosterism at the time. Standard issue, the usual stuff. It could also be a noun, for example, the laptops supplied to our sales reps, which means representatives, are standard issues. Boosterism, booster plus ISM, a shot to the arm, a confidence or morale booster. But nearly a decade later, with this week's announcement of the Apple 20, might his prediction be about to come true? The latest iPhone is not so much a phone as a personal medical data hub. This sentence means that the latest iPhone is more of a personal health medical data hub. Hub as in the pizza hub, the central or main part of something, where there is most activity. For example, the City of London is the hub of the UK's financial world. Some of its features are upgrades of existing functions, such as tracking of sleep, menstruation, and movement, and seamless access to health records and other personal documents. Menstruation, period, an experience every grown lady has, if not suffers from, every month. Seamless, no seam, meaning without difficulties or barriers. Physically, the device itself looks much the same. Little has changed about these slim black rectangles over the past 15 years. A rectangle looks like this. Here is a testimonial photo regarding the almost eternal iPhone design. Instead, it is the myriad accessories unveiled this week that define the Apple 20. Myriad, very large in number. Accessories, something added to a machine or to clothing that has a useful or decorative purpose, like AirPods, Apple Pencil, or a lovely necklace or bracelet. Unveil. Veil refers to clothing like this. So take the veil off something, make something secret or new known, like in this Chinese song. They could be game changers for both personal and public health. A game changer is something or someone that affects the result of a game very much, like the wonderful teammate who saves a lame group work. For many years, the company's approach to health tracking has focused on the Apple Watch, Even the original model launched in 2015 could measure movement and heart rate. I have linked a YouTube video that breaks down the Apple Watch design over the years. As you can see, it started off focusing on health monitoring. Since then, sensors have been added to measure heart activity, blood pressure, body temperature, and levels of oxygen, sugar, and alcohol in the blood. Okay, I'm starting to wonder whether Apple sponsors the article. In addition, software tweaks have granted it the ability to spot fevers, falls, irregular heart rhythms, and early signs of dementia. Tweak, a slight change to something to make it better, is also a verb. You just need to tweak the last paragraph and then it's done. Dementia, a disease that worsens your memory and mental ability, like Alzheimer's disease. But not everyone wants or can afford to buy a fancy watch with all these features. Fancy, complicated, or expensive. Meanwhile, the market in consumer health devices has boomed. Boom means to become more successful and produce a lot of money very quickly. With its new range of add-on accessories, Apple has both expanded and unbundled its health tracking features. Unbundle means to divide a business into separate parts. Unlike the clunky devices available at pharmacies, Apple's, meaning Apple's devices, are elegant, require minimal setup, integrate seamlessly with Apple handsets, and are aimed at people with specific concerns. Clunky means heavy or solid in an ugly way. For example, the kind of feeler shoes that I don't really like. A $49 device for people with diabetes, for example, offers blood pressure monitoring, while a $69 device for those with respiratory conditions includes an oximeter and a spirometer. The oximeter measures the level of oxygen in their blood. The spirometer measures the air capacity of the lungs. So basically, Apple is expected to sell myriad kinds of monitors according to people's different diseases. Other sensors focus on monitoring of sleep, hypertension, celiac disease, and fertility. Hypertension means abnormally, means not very normal, high blood pressure. People who have celiac disease must have gluten-free food.
Celiac disease is the condition that causes me to get sick whenever I eat foods that have gluten. 1 in every 100 people has celiac disease, which is not really rare at all. Gluten is a protein that comes from wheat, barley, and rye. Even if there's only a tiny bit of gluten that I can't even see in food, I still can't eat it because it could make me sick.
Fertility refers to the ability to produce offspring. Several have yet to win regulatory approval. In the past 3 years alone, Apple has acquired a dozen firms that make home diagnostics tools, not all of which can be built into a watch or a smartphone. Acquire means to buy, so it makes sense to start selling some health devices and services separately, meaning it's natural, in the case mentioned above, for Apple to unbundle some of its health devices. Alongside these devices, Apple unveiled a range of extra subscription services. Subscription services allow users to buy and renew their subscriptions, just like The Economist and The Economist Global Business Review. There could be weekly, monthly, or yearly subscriptions. The diabetes package, for instance, includes a nifty app that guesses the glycemic index and nutritional and calorific content of any food at which you point your iPhone's camera. Glycemic index is a system for listing foods according to how quickly they increase the level of sugar in your blood. These results are pretty crucial for people who have diabetes. Nifty, good, pleasing, or practical mentioned in the last video. As you see, you only need to point your iPhone camera at the food. The app seems really nifty. Calorific relates to calories, a measurement of the amount of energy that food provides. After 2 weeks of learning about your diet, the app starts subtly suggesting substitutions, meaning the thing you can replace your food with, and changes to your eating patterns, subtly in a subtle way, or let's say not a very obvious way. Each accessory comes with a year's subscription to the irrelevant service, so maybe for the first year you can save money for the subscription. I can't pronounce this word. So maybe for the first year you can save money for the subscription. Good. And while some accessories are compatible with older iPhones, only the new model works with all of them, compatible, capable of existing together. For example, Levine said he's lucky he and his roommate are compatible. Do you have any roommates? If you do, are you compatible with them? All of this could be a boon for public health. Boon, something that is very helpful and improves the quality of life. So it's really the perfect word here, as iPhone 20 is such a health hub. The more people walk around with devices constantly monitoring the vital signs, the more likely it is that ailments, meaning an illness, usually a minor one, can be caught early and outbreaks of infectious disease nipped in the bud, killed when the condition just started growing. Yet there are huge worries too. The first is privacy. Apple touts, which means attempt to sell, the iPhone as a secure repository, a place to store stuff for personal data of all kinds, and emphasizes its model of storing and processing data locally on the user's device rather than in the cloud. This statement means that your data stays offline, so it's supposed to be safer. It also allows users to share data with medical specialists and participate in trials approved by its semi-autonomous data ethics committee. According to Apple's official website, the company conducts business ethically, honestly, and in full compliance with the law. But privacy activists say Apple's rules are opaque and confusing, meaning its rules are not clear nor easy to understand. The second concern is fairness. Most people cannot afford an iPhone. Apple's devices will therefore mostly benefit those who already have access to good diagnostics and doctors. While I get this, it has to be affordable for a public health product to benefit the wider public. But I don't think it's cheap to develop such technology in the first place. Also, it's very time-consuming to create videos like this, so hint hint. There is also cause for optimism, however, cause, a reason to feel something. When Apple launched the iPhone in 2007, it seemed implausible, hard to believe that just over a decade later, half the world's population would possess, meaning to have, a smartphone. If the past 2 decades are any guide, other companies such as Samsung and Google will copy Apple's ideas, spurring an outburst of competition, innovation, and mass adoption in health monitoring and diagnostics, as previously happened in handsets. Spur, make an activity, or invent happy faster. An outburst of competition, meaning having fierce competition all of a sudden. Handset, mobile, or a mobile phone. More competition cuts prices and prompts quick product updates, which will benefit consumers. That, even more than what Apple does with its own devices, may be the true contribution it makes to humankind. So here's the conclusion. Apple's real contribution would be spurring competition in the home diagnostics tools market. Right, let's try to summarize. In an imagined scenario from 2028, Apple's iconic iPhone 20 and the latest Apple Watch are built around health monitoring features. Alongside these devices, Apple unveils a range of extra health subscription services. The company sells health devices and services separately, as some home diagnostics tools cannot be built into a watch or a smartphone. All of this could be a boon for public health. Yet there are huge worries about data security and social fairness. There is also cause for optimism as Apple's advancement in digital healthcare would spur an outburst of competition, innovation, and mass adoption in health monitoring and diagnostics. And finally, here is a list of my references. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you find this video helpful. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and I shall see you in another video. Bye! My God, I'm so hungry.
You don't really rock with me. It's good enough.